What is your American dream?
My American dream is that we just stop talking about walls. A society without walls. That's my American dream.
I pray for, everyone to be happy and be at peace.
People come to this country for the same reasons. They try to get away from what's going on at home, and we should embrace each other. Got two things. I hope that Spanish is prosperous for our son Dion, who's 8 years old now, and we hope that he will be taking over our company in the future.
My American dream is I have to successful my every single thing, because I have one daughter and my wife. So that's I want my goal, hard work, and give it to them.
My American dream is one day I have my home pancake all over the place.
I'm living it. The fact that I'm able to open up my own food truck and be able to represent my culture and be able to expose it and just kind of create unity representing Ethiopians and Eritreans.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam! All right, you're almost there. You just have to hold it for a little bit longer. Ow! Hello, Brad Squad! How are you today? I'm doing pretty well. You caught me in the middle of a yoga class. I'm teaching yoga to all of my groundhog friends. If you've been watching, you know that this week has been very stressful for me. On Monday, we did a backwards show for April Fool's Day. Yesterday, we had technical difficulties and we got kicked off the air on Facebook and YouTube. And you know what? Everyone blamed me as per usual. So I got stressed yet again. And I know it's been a tough time out there for a lot of my groundhog ilk because everyone's been giving us a hard time about spring not coming yet. I mean, really, it's so much pressure on us. So I thought it would be nice to have a day of tranquility. You're just in time to watch. Do the exercises at home with us. It'll really help you calm your mind. All right, let's go. All right, everybody. We're going to start off with mountain pose. So everyone, pretend you're a mountain. Stand straight and tall and put your little arms as far down as you can go and stretch up. Stretch, stretch. Feel the tension leaving your skull. Yep. Coming right out through your spine, out your skull. Very nice. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Very good. Now we're going to do downward facing dog, except we're calling this downward facing groundhog. Ha 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 ha. Okay. So everybody, you go down and you put your paws on the mat. Stretch. Come on, you can do it. Get your tushes up in the air. Yep. Okay. Get those booties up in the air. This is a judge-free room. Excellent. Okay, my fellow groundhogs, you're warmed up. We're going to do planks. Not so easy, but I know you can handle it. Everybody, put your front paws on the mat again, and you're going to keep your body straight. That's right. You're going to lift it, keep it lifted off the mat. Oh, I see you're shaking over there. I understand. It's tough, but try to hold it. Oh, we're going to be so svelte for spring when it finally arrives. I didn't mean to mention that. Perfect. Okay, release. Excellent. So now we're going to cool down, and you're just going to roll your little groundhog heads to the left, to the back. Oh, yeah. Really feel it. Namaste, my gentle groundhog ilk. Namaste. Great job. When you're ready, towel off, have some water. Take a sniff of the candle. And when you're ready, just head on out the door. And I'll see you next week for another session. Wow, that was really awesome. I really feel better now. And you know what? I know you guys didn't think that groundhogs can do yoga, but I've been telling you since I showed up around here that I'm pretty precocious for a groundhog. And I really feel like I just channeled Jose and Carlos. Do you remember them from Cafecito Espiritual? They're awesome. Anyway, did you miss yesterday's episode of Brad Show Live? Well, in case you did, Jonathan went out on the streets to test people's knowledge of some of their favorite celebrities. Are they American-born or immigrant? And guess what? People didn't know. They might be your favorite stars, but you never really know where people come from. Check out the segment. It was really interesting and lots of fun. Now's the time you've all been waiting for. It's time for Brad Show Live, starring Brad Bernstein.
Day, people! As Groundhog Sam, it is Groundhog Day. It is not, but it is definitely Camel Day. It's Hump Day. Belgium Kim, how are you?
Hey,
What is today's date? April 3rd.
April 3rd.
April 3rd, 2 days after April Fool's Day.
Yes.
Yes, we're still getting over that, right?
That's crazy.
Yes, we went backwards.
Yeah, and I've felt a little backwards since, I gotta be honest.
Really. I'm going to tell you something. This whole week has been a little off.
A little wonky.
A little wonky.
A little wonky.
You know,
Yeah.
Sam was a little off.
Yeah.
Because he was getting blamed. Wow, we're off too.
We're a little off.
Wait, you got to raise. Something's got to. Wait, go back to the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not how. Something's wrong there.
Are we?
I don't know. Wait, something. It looks like our screen is too low.
I feel like it almost looks like I'm about to eat you like a Godzilla. Like I look
Don't- yeah.
ginormous beside
Wait, now
you.
go
I'm
to
like a
Kim's camera. Go to
dinosaur.
Kim's camera. Let's see Kim's camera.
Hi.
That's okay.
That's not bad, although I'm covering the spot.
It's okay.
So
Just move over a little bit.
I'm gonna.
Okay, they can move over a little bit.
Boom.
Okay,
Okay.
now come back to Brad.
Yeah.
That's good.
Good.
Now do full shot. Ah! That's weird.
It's an odd look.
Odd look. It's something happened in our studio.
I don't know.
But you want to know what happened is because we came in and we came in and we said, did somebody move the cameras?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and it was also yesterday. I think what happened is yesterday when the lights went out in the middle of the show, somebody came in and just moved
moved all the
everything.
cameras. I swear to God, because we walked in and
Yeah.
it's obvious now that somebody did move the cameras
Yeah.
last night because we lock our door. But I'm not even joking, squad, because we came in and we said, wait a second, these cameras don't look like they're in the right area.
Yeah.
Right?
I know.
Something's going on.
We clocked it.
Something's going on. Is it a rival immigration show trying to get back at us?
By moving our
Yeah,
cameras
kinda
just
like-
1 inch to the
kind of like in the movie Anchorman, you know, when the rival news.
Yeah.
You know, you ever see that movie
Are
when
we
the
gonna-
rival news people, like when they went into rumble with each other?
Right. Are you saying we're going to start a riot with the competition that doesn't exist?
Yes, exactly. There is no other
There is
immigration
no
show.
competition.
Right? We're our own. We're our own show.
100%.
I thought it was the competition.
I wish. Who do you think would be like the opposite of a Belgium Kim on another show? Like, who would be the cool female sidekick on another show?
I don't know.
Like, I could, because I feel like I could take like a Maria Menounos.
Like, who did you think?
Like Maria Menounos or anybody
Robin
from,
Quivers?
Yeah, I feel like I could
Like
take
Robin Quivers? Yeah.
In an Anchorman style battle.
Right.
I got this.
And by the way, Mama Ya wants to know if I paid my bill today. That was what everybody was joking yesterday. Yeah. They're like, who shut the electricity off? By the way, Brad Squad was hilarious yesterday when we went off. I mean, I was watching all the comments after. They're like, who shut the electricity off? Brad didn't pay his bill. Why am I in the dark, you know?
That's true. Why were you so quick to be blamed, too, by the Brad Squad?
I was completely blamed,
They
right? It was my
like,
fault.
Wow, Brad.
Yeah, like I had anything to do with this. I'm talking, right? Like I had anything to do with this. I'm always the one to get the blame. But you know what? If you're gonna take all the compliments, you got to be able to take the blame too.
That's right.
Right? The buck stops with Brad on the Brad Show Live.
That's right. Can't stand the heat. Get out the kitchen.
That's right.
Right.
And Beth Lasquomi says, "Is it too late for?" Yeah, it's very late, Beth. I'm sorry.
For what?
She wants to know, is it too late to ask a question? It's very late. Extraordinarily late. No, it's not too late. We just started, Beth.
We just started.
Go ask your question.
Don't let him lead you astray, Beth.
That's right. And Belgium Kim.
Yeah.
You know, we're a little off today, right? You were just even telling me it's your 10-year high school reunion.
Coming up, yeah.
Coming up.
Yeah.
So when did you graduate high school? What year?
2009.
2009.
Yeah.
You know when I graduated high school?
I'm not even going to guess because that would be disrespectful.
Take a guess when I graduated high school. 2009.
Wait, no, I know when you graduated
2009,
college.
I was 10 years into a radio show.
I was just going to say, I know when you graduated college, so you graduated high school around 87?
86.
Oh, I was so close.
Yes.
Damn.
I graduated 1986. That is when I
That's
graduated.
When I was yet to be born, Brad.
You were not even born yet.
Not born.
Really?
Swear to God. I was born in 1991, Brad.
So 1986.
Yep.
I'm graduating high school.
Yeah.
Belgium Kim doesn't exist in the world.
She doesn't. She is not.
All right, Belgium Kim, if there's anyone who's going to be depressed, it's me right now.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know why we do conversations like
Yeah,
this.
because I had my 40-year high school reunion was in 2016.
Oh yeah, that
Right?
was kind of. Have you gone to all of them?
I went to the 10, 20, and 30,
You did not go to 40.
but I did not go to 40.
Do you regret not going to 40?
No, but I liked going to 10 and seeing everybody. And I liked going to 20 and seeing everybody, and 30 and seeing everybody. Now, in high school,
Yeah.
I was a big loser.
Yeah, me too.
Big loser.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay? Like, every day, like, they would pick me up and, like, try to stuff me into a locker.
That did not
Yes,
happen.
I swear to God.
What?
It was a very tough neighborhood I was in. They would pick me up and they would try to stuff me in a locker. And you know, I had those little combination locks.
Yeah,
They tried
so
to,
there's no-
but luckily I was fat. So I couldn't. They couldn't really stuff me in all the way, because if they were able to, they would have just locked me in and like turned the combination lock. I would be like banging, get me out, every day.
I'm just like,
Every day. What? It's true.
Yeah, but after day 2, wouldn't they learn that you don't squeeze into the locker?
But they
You
did
would
it
think.
anyway. But they did it anyway. And that's very true. And then I would walk down the hall, you know, and then you'd walk down and I would carry all my books.
Yeah.
Because I never had a backpack.
Yeah.
All right, and then somebody would just come like this and kind of like nudge me, and I'd go flying against, because it was brick walls. I would go flying against the brick wall. You know, I'd be all cut on my hand from the bricks.
What?
The books would be on the ground. It was a horrible. I have horrible memories from high school.
John Hughes fresh
I
hell
was a
high
nerd.
school
I
did
was
you
a
go
nerd.
to?
I was a nerd. Okay, it was
Me
like
too, but
it was like I lived the movie 16 Candles, except I was the boy.
Right.
Okay, in like the suburban white high school nerd. So any event, you know, when I went back for my high school reunion,
Yeah.
I was very surprised that I was one of the more successful people. And then every year I went back and I'm like, oh, I'm even more successful than the kids who would throw me in the locker.
Right. It's a good little FU.
Yes, it is.
Those kids who threw you in the locker were never going to amount to anything.
They didn't
Brad.
amount to nothing.
You should have known that.
They amounted to nothing.
Yeah.
I'm still friends with them on Facebook, so I hope they're not watching right now. They're going to come back and beat me up again.
But you guys are losers with your loser kids and nobody cares.
That's right. Belgium Kim's going to strut into her 10-year. You're like, you're a loser. You and your loser kid. I'm on Brad Show Live, right?
That's right.
Right? Look at the success I am,
That's
right?
exactly. I'm going to walk in there handing out business cards reminding everybody why I deserve to be bullied in high school.
Yeah. Carol Anderson, the Tiger, says she wished she was there. She would have been my bodyguard. I needed it. Nobody, women didn't even look at me back then.
Really?
Yeah, no girl was going to come to my rescue.
You didn't have any like high school love, girlfriend situation?
Nothing.
Oh, Brad.
Yeah, I was like, I lived in this town for 18 years. They didn't even know my name. I was just like the loser carrying the books around, like the nerd.
I just don't
who did
think
well
I
in school.
believe you.
I swear.
I
was
Brad
not
Squad,
cool.
Tell
I was
me in
not
the
cool.
comments, do we believe him
I
or
was
do we
not cool.
believe him?
If anybody see me twerk, they would know I'm not cool in high
true.
school, all right?
That's true.
If anybody would know.
Well, but that means you wouldn't be cool if you went to like the step up high school. That doesn't mean if you went to Fame, like maybe that makes you not cool, but like.
Anyways, Belgium Kim, we got to talk about this off air, whether you're going to go to, I'm trying to convince Belgium Kim to go to our high school reunion.
Yeah, you
So
are.
I hope, Squad, you convince her too. Because Kim's cool now. So if you're cool, you got to go back.
But I'm literally too cool for school now.
But you know what?
Brad. Like,
That's even better. The cooler you are, the more you want to strut your stuff at the 10-year high school reunion.
That's fair.
All right, Squad, what do you think? I think that's true, right?
Yeah, I want to know what people think. Did you guys go to your 10-year high school reunion? And if you did you regret it or were you happy you went?
Yeah, and by the way, Willie Williams, he knows, he believes me.
What'd he say?
He says, yeah, Brad, I believe him. He was a complete nerd in
I believed
school.
you were a total
I was
loser.
a complete loser. Complete loser.
It's me to ask
Yeah.
the squad to say, like, do you believe that he's a loser or not? That's tough to ask.
It was
the squad.
horrible. It was horrible. Oh, my God. I'm a little sad now. I don't know if I can continue the show. I'm thinking back of high school.
No, don't
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah.
See, Levante Tucker was one of the cool kids. We have the cool kids watching us. She
I
said,
know.
besides cheerleading, high school sucked. But that means you were a cheerleader, which
That's
means
right.
that
She
you
was
were
cool.
one of the cool kids.
That's right.
Yeah.
I saw Bring It On.
That's right.
I saw that movie. All the cool kids were
I saw
cheerleaders.
Sugar and Spice.
Yeah, all the cool kids were cheerleaders. All right, Belgium Kim, why'd you tell everybody to please share, do Facebook Watch, share onto WhatsApp, on YouTube, do all that stuff, because this is Hump Day.
That's right.
Okay, not only are we going to be answering your immigration questions, but we got some wonderful, exciting, very special Hump Day news. But let's get to Belgium Kim first.
Okay. You guys, on Facebook, you guys are going to hit the share button and you are going to share it into people's inboxes. You guys are going to share and start a watch party. It's going to send a notification to all of your friends so they know to join in and watch the show with you right now on YouTube. We want you guys to make sure to hit that like and subscribe button and that little bell so that you get notifications every time we go live. Obviously, we want you guys to share and copy that link, send it in WhatsApp, GroupMe, however you send your messages. And of course, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, we want you to tell us exactly what you think and feel about what we're talking about, because Hump Day's gonna get spicy, spicy, spicy. So make sure to tell us what you think in the comments below.
And by that, before we go to schmooze,
yeah,
I neglected something, Belgium Kim. I went out of order. This is like so crazy this week.
Oh no, we're backwards again.
We're backwards again. I gotta say hello to Tamika and Cece. I didn't say hello to the squad. Willie Williams, who thinks I'm a loser now from high school. Hey, everyone. Adrian Spence, how are you? Cordella Douglas, she's been texting me on Instagram all day.
Did she? What'd she say?
She's my girlfriend. We're buddies.
Ooh, Denisha's about to feel some type of
Deion Watson, what's going on? And Molly Lobin Martin, how are you? Christy Consali, she wants to know, what the hell's going on with that groundhog? Marge Higgs says, I'm done with Sam. Muhammad Youssef has some questions we're going to get to in a few minutes. Lavandi Tucker, she wants candles. Why does she want candles? Because I said 16 candles?
Or the Groundhog's candles.
Oh, the Groundhog's candles.
We did feature the Groundhog Sam candle.
We have one.
The Groundhog Sam candle?
Yeah, but what about Brad sent it and Kim sent it?
Brad, I'm going to tell you a little production magic, behind the scenes magic right now. They were all the same candle.
We just changed the name?
Yeah, we sure did.
You don't change the scent?
Nope. Not for the prototype.
Really?
Not for the prototype.
You know, Kim, that makes sense, because until there's smell-o-vision, nobody would really know what it smells like, right? Yeah. No. All right. Ramon Hazel, how are you? Lisa Bling Rose, happy Hump Day. Dawn Harriet. Anake Maxim says there is no replacement for Kim.
Aww.
Yes. Asset Lindo, how are you? And Angela Barrett says, hi, Brad and Kim. Who else we got here? Marge Higgs, I said already. And Knieve Blackstrat Robinson. Do we know Knieve Blackstrat Robinson?
Absolutely. Knieve is a big question asker.
Oh, she is?
He sure is.
He?
He, I think.
It's a he?
I think.
But he never says hello in the beginning, so I don't see him.
Well, you know, some people don't jump in with the highs.
Hi! That's what he says. And what else we got here? Wendy Brown and Carol Eris Bolterell, who we all know. And on YouTube, we can't forget Jalov, Carol the Top Cat Tigress 2 Anderson, Audrey Miller, Angela Rawlings, Bevan Smith, Anita Martinez, Princess Black, Sexy Shan Myers.
Sexy Shan Myers.
Sexy Shan Myers. I like
Hello,
that name.
Sexy
Hello.
Shan. Okay.
Welcome to Hump Day, Sexy Shan.
How you
right?
doing, Sexy
yes.
Shan?
Sean Boone Jr. Still looking good, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you very much there. Christopher Lowe says hello. Fox Racing, always joining us every day. And Leg 11 Teg. Legs 11 Teg?
Yeah.
Legs 11 Teg. And with that, Kim, we got to get into something called schmoozing with Brad. All right, so the corruption in the Trump administration just keeps going and going every day. It's like I'm a broken record here, Belgium Kim.
You don't say.
On Hump Day, it has just come out in the newspapers that the 14 biggest major contributors to President Trump's inauguration, surprisingly, have all gotten cushy jobs being ambassadors around the world. These nominees donated over $350,000 to the Trump inauguration. It is obvious pay for play, or play for pay.
Right.
Is it pay for play or play for pay? Pay for play.
Pay for play.
Pay for play. So
yeah.
they're paid. They basically paid to become an ambassador somewhere. Okay. Now, does this mean that they're qualified? No, it doesn't mean they're qualified. When Trump's pick for ambassador to the Bahamas appeared before Congress to make the case for his nomination, he incorrectly stated that Bahamas was part of the United States, Kim.
No, he did
Yes,
not.
he did. By the way, you don't get ambassadorship to a state. You get ambassadorship to other countries.
Right. That's
Right?
the whole...
Trump's ambassador to Morocco is a used car salesman.
Of course he is.
Yes. The ambassador to Ireland has never stepped foot in Ireland.
Of course.
Yes. There are actually 52 vacant ambassadorships out of the 250, 2.5 years into his presidency, simply because the Senate won't actually approve. This guy looks like Tony Bennett, this ambassador. Who do you, that's Morocco. The guy looks like Tony Bennett. I left my heart in San Francisco. Isn't that what he sings, Tony Bennett?
It's one of the things
One of his sings, yes.
I feel like Tony Bennett may be a better ambassador
He
than that guy.
He may be. Meanwhile, there was a Chinese woman who was tackled on the lawn of Mar-a-Lago yesterday. She was tackled by the Secret Service trying to break into Mar-a-Lago. That's Trump's winter White House. That's his country club. On Saturday, that's the country club where he goes and lives.
Right.
On the weekends.
Right.
Young Zhang approached Mar-a-Lago security checkpoint on Saturday, told security officials she was there to go swimming. And they believe she was a relative of a diplomat staying at the resort. And then once on the ground, she approached a receptionist and asked why, and the receptionist asked why she was there. And then she was eventually arrested.
Wow.
She was being verbally aggressive. And when questioned, she turned up 4 cell phones, a laptop, a hard drive, and a thumb drive, which contained malicious malware. So the Secret Service believes that she was there kind of like undercover.
Right.
And she was going to go and infect all the computers and malware at Mar-a-Lago.
Oh my
now,
God.
whether she was a domestic terrorist, because this is still terrorism, even though nobody got hurt, or this was an espionage thing, we don't know. We don't know, but it does renew concerns for how secure the president is in Mar-a-Lago for those who are concerned about his well-being. And I will say this: as much as I dislike him, I don't wish him harm. I would hate for anything to happen to him. I just want him to be voted out or impeached to go to jail.
Well, and it puts the other people who are staying at Mar-a-Lago at risk as well. I don't understand how staying in the same place that the United States president is staying doesn't put you in some sort of risk.
It's a national security thing, obviously.
100%.
Right. You know, I live in Midtown, a few blocks from
Trump Tower.
Trump Tower.
That's a great point.
Yeah. How secure am I there?
Probably not.
I walk past Trump Tower a lot. And there's these real big guys with, like, if you ever walk past Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue, there's some big guys there with machine guns.
Yeah, like ginormous
AKs,
and
the machine guns are pretty big too. Okay. Meanwhile, maybe I take all this back because he's such an idiot, this guy Trump.
Yeah.
He said in a speech to House Republicans last night that noise from wind turbines. He's against wind turbines.
Right.
Okay. He doesn't like wind turbines. Wind turbines should not exist. Now, wind turbines are put out about a mile into the ocean. Sometimes they're put out into the prairie lands, and the wind turns the turbine. It causes electricity. It's clean.
Right.
It's very nice.
Right.
Okay. He says that the noise from the wind turbines causes cancer. That particular noise.
That is.
Do we have a video of this? Because I can't believe he's that moronic.
What?
Do we have a video of this, Jill? Maybe we do. No, we don't. Okay. He says wind turbines do not cause cancer. Cancer is caused by these noises. Now, I can tell you that I'm pretty with it.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. But I am not a doctor.
Right.
And neither is he.
Right.
Okay. But I'm pretty certain, Kim.
Yeah.
There are no noises in the world that cause cancer.
Right.
Noise doesn't cause cancer.
No.
It doesn't.
No.
Causes stress.
Right.
But not cancer.
And even like That's a pretty minimal stress, a wind turbine noise. I've been near a wind turbine. It's not that noisy.
Yeah, ironically, Trump has severely loosened regulations surrounding cancer-causing coal. He has relaxed Obama-era rules on power plant emissions that cause cancer. Coal causes cancer, and all of his regulations in total has caused global climate change, and he has pulled out of the Paris Accords.
Oh my God.
Okay, none of that's a problem to him.
All of those things.
But the noise from a wind turbine, that causes cancer, and that should be abolished.
And all those things that can legitimately cause cancer.
Yes.
Coal dumping causes cancer. Like, that's crazy.
Meanwhile, the House of Representatives, the Judiciary Committee, is threatening the Justice Department with a subpoena to get the full Mueller report. It's just a matter of time. It is just a matter of time until the Mueller report is released. It will not be released in its full entirety.
Right.
And we will end up in court fighting over this.
Right.
I assure you. I assure you of that. It's going to happen, Kim.
That's going to be an interesting fight to follow.
Meanwhile, police have used a fake wall to catch pro-Trump graffiti artist. What is this about?
A fake wall?
I don't know. New York City police officers built a fake wall at a Brooklyn subway station last week to catch a vandal who kept writing #LoveTrump. Officers erected a wall using plywood last Tuesday. Why did they have to erect a wall to do it? The Trump-loving artist was identified as 43-year-old Jamie Montemarano. Now, they created this wooden enclosure that resembled a typical subway construction area, but officers hid behind the wall.
Oh, so they could hide behind it?
So they could hide behind the wall and waited for the suspect to show up. And when they did, they jumped out and yelled, "Surprise! Mother!" You know what? Now, why did they do all this whole elaborate thing to catch Trump graffiti, but now no other graffiti artist?
Yeah, that's...
Why would they do it just for the Trump graffiti artist? That doesn't make any sense to me. Now, the officer had received complaints about the graffiti from commuters since January 9th. I guess the people riding on the subway obviously don't love Trump. I guess that's the only thing I could think of.
Brooklyn is not Trump friendly.
I guess not. So the sting operation was explained during a city council hearing on Tuesday, and that's how people found out about it.
Oh my God. That feels like there were a lot of police resources
used to catch that guy.
Used to catch the Trump graffiti artist. I don't love Trump and I don't love most graffiti, but
I don't know why we would need to do that.
You got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Meanwhile, last week, an African professor made history. He performed the world's first 3D inner ear surgery.
Oh my God.
What is this about? Last week, Professor Mashudu Shufularo and his team at University of Pretoria, which is in South Africa, he performed the world's first middle ear surgery using 3D technology. Whoa. Now, the procedure is a long-term solution to hearing loss, and the surgery can be done on anyone. A 40 and a 62-year-old were the first two to have the surgery. Now, the professor, who's the head of the Department of Diseases of the Ear, Nose, and Throat at University of Pretoria, is the brains behind this breakthrough. The implant works in the same manner as a hip replacement. By replacing only 3 bones that aren't functioning properly, the procedure carries significantly less risk than known prostheses. And they chose to perform the surgery at a state hospital because they wanted to help people in lesser means. Now, some social media users were impressed with this procedure, and they took to social media to honor the professor. Rowan Sucharan commented, "What a boss!" Tamarin Lloyd wrote, "How do I go about seeing a doctor at Steve Biko who could possibly help me in this way? This would be amazing to be able to hear in both ears again."
Oh, wow.
And Elizabeth Swarz wrote it, "So proud of our father and our leader."
Wow.
So there is a huge breakthrough now for people with hearing loss.
Yeah.
And hopefully that can be taken around the world.
That's crazy the way 3D printing is going to revolutionize the medical field. Wow.
Right. Meanwhile, it was developed in a continent full of shitholes.
Right, apparently, according to the leader of this free world.
Right, but that was right. So I hope he doesn't lose his hearing anytime soon, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Meanwhile, Liberians, they should be happy. President Trump has extended for 1 year temporary protected status for Liberians. It affects about 4,000 of them. The policy change was announced in the presidential memorandum on last Thursday. Last year, Trump said the conditions in Liberia had improved and that he would end the program, but now he said upon further reflection review, it is in the policy interest of the United States to give librarians one more year. So for the librarians out there, please come in. It's one nice thing I think Trump has done in God knows how long.
Yeah.
All right. So don't look a gift horse in the mouth and come into my office or do something.
Absolutely.
Because you know your time is limited here.
Yeah.
And finally, in Slovakia, we never talk about Slovakia, Kim.
We never talk about Slovakia.
Why would I ever talk about Slovakia?
There's nothing of import in Slovakia, I think.
Nothing. Meanwhile, the Erin Brockovich of Slovakia, now Erin Brockovich was the famous paralegal from the movie Erin Brockovich, who tore the case open on the pollution in the, it's a real story, in the pollution in the river, and she won millions of dollars for plaintiffs in a tortious, major litigation.
Right.
So now Slovakia's Erin Brockovich, whoever she may be, we're going to find out in a second, was newly elected president. She's the country's first ever female head of state. Her name is Zuzana Kaputova. She's a 45-year-old liberal lawyer, and she thanked voters not just in Slovakia, but in Hungarian, Czech, Roma, and Ruthenian in a show of unity with the nation's minority groups.
Oh, wow.
It's actually nice because most of the world is turning towards the right, is turning towards authoritarianism, is turning against populism and liberalism. So at least, in some areas of the world, it still exists.
Absolutely.
She is a political newbie whose anti-corruption campaign struck a chord with voters after the grisly murder last year of an investigative journalist, Jan Kuciak, and his fiancée, Martina Kushinarova.
Oh, wow.
All right. And with that, Belgium Kim, we got to get to something called Hump Day. It's Hump Day. Here he comes.
Hump Day.
Who's ready for Hump Day?
I'm ready for Hump Day.
Who's ready for Hump Day?
I'm ready for Hump Day.
You ready for Hump Day?
Yeah, I'm ready for Hump Day.
All right. So you know what March Madness is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the college basketball playoffs.
Right.
Right. It goes from 64 to 32 to the Sweet 16 to the Final Four.
Elite Eight.
And the Elite Eight, the Final Four, and now the National Championship.
Right.
So March Madness, they call it.
Right.
Because it's an elimination tournament, and it happens over 3 weeks, and it's really exciting for people who love college basketball.
Right.
It's in full swing right now. They're down to the Final Four coming up this weekend.
Right.
But the annual college basketball tournament also brings in another event. It's called vasectomy season.
Excuse me?
Yes. So every year, men schedule their vasectomies in conjunction with the NCAA men's basketball tournament so they could watch the games while recovering on the couch with a frozen bag of peas on their member. In fact, at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, they are overbooked for vasectomies during March Madness.
What?
Yes, so many men sign up for vasectomies that they are at capacity now. There's a waiting list for vasectomies at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. A 2018 study of vasectomy trends in the U.S. found that the most vasectomies are performed in March, during March Madness. It's funny, it's really weird, right?
That's great.
So Dr. Sarah Vidge, a urologist and assistant professor of surgery at Cleveland Clinic's Glickman Urological and Kidney Institute, said that she saw marketing as playing a role in March vasectomies. Urology offices around the country are similarly advertising the benefits of a weekend on the couch watching basketball, recovering from the procedure. March Madness is one of those few sporting events where games are on all day, all weekend, so it's a very popular idea.
That's insane.
By the way, I love the picture of the guy, the picture of the guy, bent over, holding, that's the funny, that thing, he looks like he's in pain.
He does.
I don't know if his basketball team just lost or he just got a vasectomy. Which one?
Could have been both, Brad.
I wonder if it hurts. I never.
A vasectomy?
No, I don't have one. I didn't do it. I can still have kids.
Not to put him on blast, but my brother did one, and he said it was completely not painful. Like, he didn't feel anything. He was fine.
So you would you schedule a medical procedure around a sporting event? I mean, I don't know. You would never do that.
Around a sporting event. I mean,
or I don't know, the Academy Awards. I don't know. I mean,
that's true.
Yeah.
Maybe around the Oscars, but I mean that's just 3 hours. There's no other real events. The Olympics maybe, because that's delightful, but. No, I don't think so.
All right. Meanwhile, in Sweden, this is a first in Sweden.
Okay.
There was an arrest of a naked man, which in of itself is not new.
Not that crazy.
Right? Every week on Hump Day, there's somebody getting arrested naked somewhere.
Right. 100%.
What is unique about this arrest, Belgium Kim, is that the arresting police officer was also naked. So we had a naked police officer arresting a naked man. It is the first in the history of the world. I don't believe anywhere ever that anyone could point to that there was a naked police officer arresting a naked man. And all in the line of duty, Belgium Kim.
What?
But apparently this happened in Sweden. An off-duty police officer found himself sitting in the same sauna in Rinkeby, Stockholm, which is a suburb of Stockholm.
Right.
And there was a fugitive who's been dodging the police for years.
Oh my God.
This naked police officer who's sitting in the sauna recognizes him. He says, I know that member anywhere. Nobody has a member like this. So the naked police officer calmly walked over to him in the sauna and he said, hello, my name is police officer, whatever his name may be. And let me introduce you to also little police officer below. He's my partner.
And we're taking you in.
And we're both taking you in. We're taking big guy and the little guy in together. So just consider yourself both arrested.
Will you both come with me, please?
Yes. The officer called colleagues from the steam room from the local precinct. And he said, well, I got, you got to come to the steam room and book him. Book him. It was very undramatic arrest, other than for the fact that all the police officers had to go in naked. That was the requirement of the sauna. They followed the requirements. All the police officers took off their clothes, went in, arrested the naked guy, and then they all came out naked. Now, the officer was praised for the March 29th arrest, and the police warned fugitives on Facebook. Our colleague kept his big head and his little head cold, even when it was heated to a potentially dangerous situation. Right. So beware, bad guys in Sweden. You never know when there's going to be a naked police officer on the prowl for you.
That gives a whole new meaning, the plainclothes police
yes.
officer. I'm kind of on Team Don Harriet, though. Where did he carry his handcuffs?
Where did he carry his handcuffs?
Where were the handcuffs?
We don't know.
Does anyone want to know?
We don't. But all I can tell you is this.
Yeah.
If I'm in a sauna, okay, and all of a sudden some naked man walks in with handcuffs, I'm saying to myself, I'm in the wrong sauna.
This is not my sauna.
This ain't me sauna. I can tell you this right now. Public figure leaving. I'm leaving. I'm in wrong room. Wrong room. Right. I don't need no handcuffs from any naked man. Thank you very much.
No idea.
Yes, I'm in the wrong place.
This was not the one I signed up
yes.
for.
Apparently, I must be. I want to go to the one down the street. Excuse me. You can keep my money. I'm just going to walk out.
I'm good.
Can you imagine you're in the sauna, all of a sudden some naked guy walks away and you're like, oh my God.
And you've got a warrant out for your arrest?
No, I wouldn't even be thinking warrant out for my arrest. I'm thinking like I'm in a sex club or something.
Oh,
you know?
100%.
That's how I'd be thinking. I'd be like, what's
be.
going on? Some guy just came in with handcuffs and I'm in a sauna naked with him. Thank you very much.
There's a little wooden bucket with a paddle in it. Use it for defense purposes.
Right, he comes over and he goes, do you mind if I towel you off? I mind everything here right now. I mind everything. I mind everything that's going on around here right now. You get out of there quick. So meanwhile, unfortunately, Kim.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not. I must be in the minority in America.
Okay.
Okay, but survey shows Americans are having less and less sex every year.
Oh.
Yes, the percentage of Americans who report having no sex within the last year has climbed to record levels. This is shocking given the fact that we have Hump Day every Wednesday.
Yeah.
All right, it's absolutely shocking to me.
That's not our Brad squad that's having less sex.
That's right. According to the latest General Social Survey, 23% of American adults were celibate in 2018. That means basically 1 out of 4 people that you come across over the age of 21, no sex.
For the last year?
For the last year. Now I'm going to say something, Kim.
Jesus.
The biggest culprit in the no sex for Americans.
Yeah.
The biggest culprits, Kim, are the people who are celebrating their 10-year anniversary, their 10-year high school anniversary. The 18 to 29-year-olds, they report less sex than anybody else in America.
What?
Yes. Now, the people to blame, it's the young men, Kim.
It's the young men. Now,
Yes.
I've always blamed the young men, Brad.
It's the young men.
I've always blamed
They are
the young
blamed.
men.
The men are mostly to blame with the percentage of 20-somethings not having sex. It is 30%, almost 30% of young men under the age of 29 are not having sex. At the same time, women report only 8% under 30. Now, I can tell you that, I'm not in the under 30, but I am in the 50 to 60 range.
Yeah.
None of this applies to me.
No.
Does not apply to me.
I'll tell you, Brad, I'm in the culprit range, and that sure as hell does not apply to me. In the last year...
Wait a second, 1 second. That is not a picture of me with my
with
my
lady love.
with my lady love. Why do they have like some? I'm talking about my sex life, and they have two octogenarians holding hands. Come on, TriCaster lady. TriCaster lady's killing me here. Come on.
That's what you get when you get, that's what you get.
Come on, TriCaster lady.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
All right, we're going to have to move on. So, by the way, now, as of Wednesday, it is finally, by the way, up until this past Wednesday, it was illegal to have sex in Utah if you were not married.
What?
Yes, it was a B misdemeanor. And breaking the law. It was from 1973. This law, so it's not like from the 1800s. This is like 1973. This law passed.
1973.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
so recent.
Yeah, I mean that's like the like Studio 54 opened up the next year,
Right.
and there was like coke and sex going on everywhere there.
Hypothetically, the world was already desegregated
Yes.
at that time. Jesus
Oh my God.
Okay.
Meanwhile, so in Utah, it was illegal to have sex if you were not married. It carried 6 months in jail and a $1,000 fine. The police have never actually prosecuted anybody for that. But now they will never do it because Governor Hebert signed a Senate Bill 43 to allow fornication, adultery, and sodomy between consenting adults. Apparently, he is single and likes, and he also likes to be chained up. So it basically, I don't know about that, Governor Hebert. I have no idea. I don't know if he's
He
single
looks
or
like
not.
a Stone Cold
But
freak, though.
yeah,
Look
but
at him.
guy looks like he wants to fornicate.
Yeah, he does.
Right?
That looks
He's like, thank God I'm legal now, right?
That's a fornicator and a sodomizer if I've ever
Yes.
seen one.
All right, Belgium Kim. That's all our Hump Day news for the day. Why don't you tell everybody what they need to do to share? And we're going to get to your immigration questions in a few minutes.
Okay, family, you guys have to help us out because you are members of the Brad Squad. On Facebook, I want you guys to hit that share button and I want you guys to share into private messages. So, groups that you're members of, private individuals that you message privately, those DMs, that's what we want to see. So you message them privately and you let them know exactly where they can see this show. And we also want all of you to make sure to like and subscribe and follow us on both Facebook and YouTube. All you got to do is hit that like and subscribe button and that little bell right beside it, and you will know every single time we go live. On YouTube, you guys are not out of the woods. You guys have to hit share and copy link. You will send it in a WhatsApp message, in a group me, Textra, whatever you use for your messaging software. Just make sure to copy that link and send it to all of your friends and family so that they know where they can get the best free immigration advice from the wonderful Brad Bernstein. And now, for the time that you've all been waiting for, it's the time where we answer your questions about immigration in a segment we call Answering Your Questions About Immigration.
There you got it. That's what we call it.
Answers.
That's what we call it. Answer. That's what we call it. Let me get my volume up here so I can hear everybody. Christina, she's been waiting over 30 minutes from Hackettstown, New Jersey. Christina, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
That's all the way west, right? That's almost by Pennsylvania, right? Hackettstown?
Yes, Hackettstown.
Yeah. I think I know where Hackettstown is. All right, what's going on?
My question is, I came up here in November, but I couldn't bring my baby because he wasn't on the filing. So I was wondering what way can I easily bring him here?
Well, what do you mean your baby was not on the filing? Who filed for you?
Oh, my grandmother filed for me, but it would take a couple of years, so I end up get pregnant and have a baby. I leave my baby in Jamaica. He's only 3 months. So I would like to know what's the quickest way I could let him to be here.
Okay, when did you come to the United States?
November.
And your baby's 3 months old, so you left. Okay, so we need to contact the U.S. Embassy. You're allowed to bring a baby back on your first or second entry into America if they're under 2 years old. If you got a green card.
Yes, he's under 2 years old.
Okay, so hold on, and we'll help you with that with the U.S. Embassy, but we got to get it organized for you. So hold on 1 second, okay? All right, but we can do that for you, okay? And you should have actually brought the baby the first time around. Timothy in Long Island. Timothy, how are you?
Mr. Brad, doing well, thank you.
What's going on?
And thanks for your services throughout the year.
My pleasure.
Yes, sir. Question, please. As a green card holder, can I file for bankruptcy without any repercussions?
No repercussions. There are no repercussions. There's no repercussions on losing your green card. There's no repercussions on traveling. There's no repercussions on getting put in deportation. And there's no repercussions on filing for citizenship.
Wow, what a relief. Thank you so much.
All right.
Keep up the good work.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, let's go to Winston in Houston, Texas. Winston.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm good. I have a problem. I'm a citizen, and my wife was deported because she passed herself as a citizen at one time. So I'm wondering, I had filed for her about 15 years ago, and they told her that if she passed herself as a citizen at one time, she wouldn't be able to.
When did she pass herself as a citizen? And tell me what she actually did.
She got a birth certificate. Her mother had passed away, and one of her friends gave her a birth certificate, so she used that to pass herself as a citizen.
Okay, what years did this happen?
I think it was. I know it's about 15 years ago.
It was after 96?
Yes.
Okay, so if you made a false claim to U.S. citizenship and got a benefit from the United States of America, and you were convicted of that crime of false claim to U.S. citizenship, all three, you are barred from coming back to America, unfortunately, for the rest of your life.
She won't be able to?
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that.
All right.
All right, that's a permanent bar. All right, let's go to Enron in Boston, Massachusetts. Enron.
Hello.
How are you?
How are you doing, Brad?
Good.
I have one question that I am here on F1 visa. My wife is a U.S. citizen, and I got a paid leave from a university back home. So I have a contract with them that I will come back and serve them for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So because I'm getting paid from university back home, but my wife wants to adjust my status from F1 to green card.
Mm-hmm.
Will that contract make any problem in the adjustment of status?
No.
And that bond can be relaxed by paying the money back.
Okay.
Either you have to serve or you have to pay that money.
Okay. You have a civil contract with a foreign entity, which is a university in another country. It's a civil contract that you have between the two of you. That has no effect on you getting a green card in America. There is no law that says that if you are in breach of a foreign contract, you can't get a green card in America, because that's basically what you would be doing. You'd be getting a green card in America, and you'd be telling that university, I'm not going back to work for you. So it's an employment contractual issue that you have. Now, you may be liable to this university in a court of law somewhere. I don't know, what you signed, but certainly it doesn't affect you getting a green card. It doesn't affect you becoming a citizen. It doesn't affect you getting a job here in America.
But the point is that I can pay back the money if I do not want to go back.
That's up to you. Whether you choose to pay the money or not, it still has nothing to do with the immigration. Let's say you choose never to pay the money back. You'll still get a green card.
Okay, so I'm getting paid from them like $650 per month or $700 per month. in terms of dollars. So do I have to report that income here?
You have to report income if you are going to be a permanent resident of the United States and you're applying for your permanent residence in the United States. Once you are a green card holder, you have to report all income from all over the world. Until you're a green card.
Currently I am.
Let me finish my sentence. But you are not a green card holder yet. You're on a student visa, so you're not responsible for paying taxes in America at the moment.
But my wife is a U.S. citizen, so do I have to?
Okay, so then if you file a joint tax return with her, then presumably yes. If you file married, filing separately, obviously the answer is no. But I am not a tax expert. So I've given you all the tax advice I could possibly give you, which is you're not responsible. Now, do you become responsible if you file a joint tax return with your wife? That's well beyond the scope of my knowledge. I don't know the tax code.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. With that said, Belgium Kim.
Yeah.
You know, earlier this week I had spoken with Spar and Bernstein attorney Abadir Bar about the mandamus.
Yes.
We love the mandamus here.
We love it.
Okay, and APA, Administrative Procedures Act claims.
Yeah.
These are cases where we put together for people, if you have an asylum case pending, you have an adjustment pending, an I-130 pending, wherever there is a delay in your immigration case, okay, and the delay could be an asylum for more than a year, an adjustment for more than a year, you went for an adjustment interview, it's been more than 120 days and there's no decision. People are waiting years and years for decisions on their immigration cases. It's wrong, it's illegal, it's against the Immigration and Nationality Act. In fact, it's against their own regulations. So it's incredibly important that people understand what their rights are and what they should do when their cases are being unduly, unfairly, and unlawfully delayed. Once you're granted asylum, your life changes. You're entitled to a green card. Once your adjustment of status is granted, you're entitled to a green card. Your life changes. And the government is purposely slowing cases down on purpose. It's being done on purpose. But we got Abadir who sues the government. He's an attorney here. It's our segment called Abadir Sues the Government. I want to replay part of our conversation that we had with him about mandamus actions and APA claims.
Asylum is a protection granted to foreign nationals that are seeking asylum, protection from their home country, here at the border or within the United States. The protocol defined refugee as a person who is unable or unwilling to return to their home country for fear of persecution. The persecution has to be on the account of 5 protected classes: race, religion, nationality, political opinion, or social group. The U.S. took this definition and put it into the Refugee Act of 1980. Since then, it's been part of our Immigration and Nationality Act, and we've been giving asylum to people at the border and within the United States.
So we have to grant asylum based on international treaties that we have signed with others.
Correct.
Now, the biggest difference that people don't understand between asylum and fleeing persecution and fleeing violence, those are 3 different things, okay? You can be persecuted, but not be a member of a social group, and not be being persecuted because of race, religion, nationality. You could be persecuted because, you know what, your neighbor just doesn't like you, and they're just persecuting you every day. It could be persecution just because they don't like the way you look at them. But you don't belong to a social group unless all neighbors are being persecuted. Right. On the same time, just because you live in a violent country and there are bullets flying over your head, I mean, you could be in a war-torn country, and there are bullets flying over your head, you're not getting asylum unless you fall within one of those 5 groups. Now, can you give me an example of some things that you've worked on?
Right. So for religious, I did asylum for somebody who was a Christian minority in a Muslim country.
And they were being persecuted
on account of their religion.
On account of their religion.
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
Now, I've done an asylum case for somebody who lived in a country where they were a homosexual.
Right.
And in that particular country, it's not a surprise, Jamaica, they persecute homosexuals when it's discovered.
Correct. Yes.
So that person got asylum as well.
Yes.
Because they belong to that social group.
Right.
Give me another one.
Political opinion is a big one. So actually, my family got asylum based on political opinion because my family was in the previous government in Somalia in the 90s before we came here. So
So you were a child
Yes.
of somebody who was granted asylum.
Asylum.
All right, so
and then, so the political, we got it strictly on political asylum is how we got it. So that's one example. Race could be where one ethnic group is persecuted.
Another ethnic group.
A minority ethnic group, right, in the country. And then.
And what about like a social group, like, you know, farmer? Or I mean, how do you, like somebody doesn't fit into one of those categories, how do we develop a social group that they would fit into?
So social group is the most difficult to get because you have to define the social group, and the courts really want you to articulate it very well and a well-defined and specific social group. So I've done social groups where certain family members in that group, maybe you were persecuted and then your brother and then your father and your uncles, or maybe you're part of a social movement, right? I've done those as well.
Now, what Donald Trump has really changed is the processing times in all of this.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Before it was first in, first out. So whoever was waiting the longest for their asylum hearing would be the next in line for their asylum hearing. So what Donald Trump is doing is he's trying, as a policy, to prevent people from filing asylum cases for two reasons. One, he doesn't want to give people work authorization that otherwise wouldn't be eligible, but also he's trying to make it very difficult for people to be granted asylum.
Right.
Now, what does that do for the people who filed last year, or the year before, or 3 years before, or 5 years before? They wait. They wait longer and longer and longer. Right. It used to be FIFO, first in, first out, but now it's LIFO, last in, first out. So the last application in gets the first interview. The person who's been waiting years
continues to wait.
So what do? Your life's in limbo, Abadir. Tell me what you do.
You have to file a lawsuit. As Brad said before, there was processing times. There was an order to things with the Obama administration, the Bush administration. People would file for their asylums, and you could check and say, okay, the wait time for interviews is 1.5 years or 2 years. But now somebody will call, and you can't even tell him anything because he's turned the process on its head. So the only thing you could do is file a lawsuit and challenge the regulation.
Now, in our last episode of Abadir Sues the Government, we talked about pending I-130 visa petitions, people who have had visa petitions pending for a long time.
Right.
And you said file a mandamus, which is force the government to make a decision.
Yes.
In this particular case, are you also filing a mandamus?
Correct. Yes.
It is the same exact thing.
Same suit. It's the same suit, but there has an additional claim to it, which is an APA claim, which is Administrative Procedures Act. So that Administrative Procedures Act is a federal statute that mandates all agencies, not just USCIS, but all agencies to follow their regulations and procedures.
What should somebody do if they have an asylum case that's been pending for a while, or they have a loved one or a friend who has an asylum case pending for a while? What do you think they should do?
Call us.
Call us.
And we'll put together a lawsuit, and we'll get you your interview as soon as possible.
All right. So the telephone number for Abadir at Bernstein is the same telephone number to call us on our Bradshaw Live show, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. It's the number for law offices at Bernstein. It's also the number to call to get your questions answered for free right here on our show. Abadir, wonderful job as always.
Thank you.
As again, prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome. But right now, in the time of Donald Trump, especially now that there's no collusion, okay, you better have good lawyers on your side who are ready to go to bat for you.
Right.
And I'm sitting next to one right now. Oh my God, it sounded like a plane crash there. Like, whoa, is planes coming? Where is that coming from? All right, we have Deja in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Deja.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, good. What's going on?
I have a question I would like to ask you.
Yes.
I had an interview a couple days ago, and everything went well in the interview. I didn't encounter any problem. I bring all the documents they required. And I think I bring too much because the lady been giving me back some and asking me if I'm sure I have
you can
all
never,
my documents to take back home.
You can never bring too much documents. There's no such thing.
Oh, okay. So what she said to me that she gave me back like some of like the checkbooks and stuff like that. She gave me back and the receipts and stuff. So, however, after the interview, during the interview, she asked me for a fingerprint and take my photo, take a picture of me.
Oh, good.
I don't understand about why would they do the fingerprint within the in the interview, and I already did an fingerprint and take my photo ID.
Yeah, don't read into it. It's a positive thing. It's not a negative thing. I promise you. It's just the process they go through.
Okay, and then at the end of the interview, she gave me a paper, and the paper state that they don't need any more documents from me, and they have all the information they need.
Okay.
But for now, they're putting my case on review, so I don't understand that.
That means that it could be one of three. They're going to look at your case and say you're approved. They want to look at your case more and deny you. Do they want to look at your case and give you another interview? I don't know because I wasn't there. But review, or it could mean your fingerprints didn't clear yet. It could mean a lot of things. Sometimes, just because they're reviewing a case, I've seen cases that are reviewed and then the person gets their green card. I've seen cases that are reviewed and people get denied, and I've seen cases that are reviewed and you get a Stokes interview. You don't know that you can't. None of what you told me you could read into, and unfortunately I wasn't there. If I was there, I can read the tea leaves better. But hopefully you have some sort of resolution. The law requires the resolution within 120 days of your interview. So hopefully that's the case. If not, then call us after 120 days.
Okay. Because the interview went well. I didn't have any issue answering the question.
That's good. Listen, let me explain something to you. If you know for a fact you and your husband are in a real marriage, and you know for a fact you two share the same home, and you have a financial relationship together, and you don't have a criminal record, and you never lied to the government, they can only come to one conclusion: you get a green card. So if all of those are the case, you will get a green card, I promise you, because that's the only conclusion they can come to. And if they come to any other conclusion other than that, you call Brad Bernstein, and as long as all those other things I just said are true, I'll make sure you get a green card.
Okay.
All right.
I don't have any problem, and she was very super nice.
Sounds fine to me. Just because they're super nice doesn't mean you're gonna be approved. Sometimes they do a little.
What I was simply saying, like the question.
So you never know.
Okay, yeah. Because the question that she asked, we were able to answer them. The documents that she asked for, we were able to provide them. And she didn't have a hard time asking us questions, and we are not being able to answer.
I know what you're looking for me to do. You're looking for me to say yes, everything will be good, and it sounds like it, but I don't know. I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure, but it sounds like it's positive based on what you're telling me.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Good luck, and if you don't hear in 120 days, call us back.
All right.
All right. Okay. Let's go to Sammy in Fulton, Oregon. Sammy.
Hello, Brad. How are you doing?
How are you?
Good. My question is, I came to the U.S. 2 years ago, and January I ran out of status, and by March I got a call from the ICE that they want to talk to me, and they show up in the old house that I used to live at. Right now I already moved to with my wife, and my question is, they still wanted to talk, and I have no idea what it's going to be about.
I don't know either. But it sounds like if you're getting calls from ICE, you need a lawyer. Now, if you're married to a U.S. citizen and you made a legal entry into America, you should be able to get a green card unless you have some sort of criminal record or something. Even if they issued a notice to appear and put you in deportation, you can still get a green card before a judge. So hold on one second, and we'll see if we can help you. Hold on. Boy, they got nothing to do out there in Fulton, Oregon.
Seriously?
Yeah. Let's go to, not Sammy's fault, it's
No,
ICE.
it's ICE's fault. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's go to Victor in Queens. Victor.
Hi, Brad. How are you?
How are you?
This is a very nice show. I like it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We have a very nice audience, too. I like my audience as well, so bravo to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right.
I have a question. My Baba is approved 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I got an approval notice. The petition is approved for my kids. So my son is turning 20 next month. So I have just 1 year left. I don't know when they make a decision on my pending
Did you say it was a VAWA case, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. And your son is where?
He's in India now. He's studying in Canada.
Okay, so I would file an I-824 for him immediately. He's under 21 years old. He will be considered under 21 for the whole time period, and he will get his green card as a follow-up to join.
We can put it right now before
Yes.
receiving the green
yes.
card?
Yep. And I can help
So
you.
how long? Any idea to take the green card there?
You still have to wait. You
case?
still have to wait for your green card, and hopefully they'll start processing soon. This week, by the way, I saw some. This is a good time to. This is a good time to talk about that. This week, and it was actually supposed to be today. I don't know if the vote happened today or not. It was supposed to be on Wednesday. They were supposed to have a VAWA vote in the House of Representatives.
VAWA is approved.
Okay, wonderful. So if your VAWA is approved, you should get it soon. I don't know when. I didn't handle it.
They moved my case to the Missouri offices 6 months ago.
Okay. Congratulations. If your VAWA is approved, you'll get it. You will get a green card. I just don't know when because I didn't handle the case. But for those people who are pending VAWAs, there was supposed to be a vote in the House today, or maybe it'll be tomorrow on extending it. So let's see what happens.
Thank you so much.
But your son, I'm telling you what to do. Okay.
All right, sir. Okay. I can file 824, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I will come to see you. All right.
Great.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. He's a nice man. He wasn't interested in any VAWA extensions. He was just interested in about himself, but still very, very nice man nevertheless.
Exactly. He's like, listen, mine is taken care of. I don't care whether
mine's approved. What are you telling me about VAWA extensions for?
I do not see that the VAWA vote happened.
It was supposed to be today. I didn't see it happen today either,
and
but then I got busy.
I have it on high alert right now.
Yeah, but so really the vote is, okay, so for people, the vote is the Republicans want to pass VAWA exactly as it is. Mm-hmm. And the Democrats are adding stuff to VAWA.
Okay.
Which is complicating it. So they're adding gun control measures to VAWA so that if you are the perpetrator of a domestic violence, whether you're a spouse, a boyfriend, a brother, a sister, a sibling, any sort of domestic violence against another family member, Violence Against Women's Act, that would bar you from getting a gun permit.
Oh.
In any state. So the Democrats are adding that, and the National Rifle Association is fighting that. Of course they are. And that's why we are at a VAWA impasse. It's not the Republicans don't want to pass it. They just don't want to put on these gun restrictions that the Democrats are, which is why we're having the fight.
Got it. Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Uh-huh.
Didn't know that was happening, Brad.
No, well, that's why you got to listen, Kim. You got to listen to Brad Show Live. You got to tune in every day. There's new information every day, Kim.
Well, I knew they were voting on it. I didn't realize it was the NRA.
It's
it was
the
a
NRA.
fight between the Dems and the NRA.
Yeah, it's a fight between the Dems and the NRA.
Pew. Pew, pew, pew. Pew.
Let's go to Marcia in Carthage, North Carolina. Marcia. Oh, Marcia. Oh, Marcia. That's a lot of noise.
It's the show in the background.
All right. Boy, we're very noisy.
We're very noisy people.
All right, Marcia, we're going to come to you again now.
Yeah.
Turn the volume down.
Do you think she's had time to look at it with the delay?
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
We got to keep chit-chatting for like 10 seconds.
Don't turn it up.
Let Marcia see
Turn it
this.
down. Down.
Down.
We're
going down, baby.
All right. I'm ready to go, but now they put her on hold.
Oh, no. Not on hold.
On hold. Yep. Yep. Thank you. All right, we're ready for Marcia now. Marcia, how are you?
I'm good.
Okay, what can I do to help you?
Yes, I was wanting to know. We went for an interview on Friday, me and my husband, and that was approved.
Uh-huh.
But then Tuesday, I got an approval letter in the mail, and on top of getting that letter, it is asking for me to submit an I-485 along with the mail.
Okay.
So I wasn't understanding what that means.
Okay. So you filed yes. Okay. So you filed an I-130 visa petition to establish that you and your spouse are in a bona fide marriage, and immigration wrote you back and said, "Congratulations, you're in a bona fide marriage. Okay, you're approved. Your I-130 is approved." But the I-130 is not applying for a green card. That's just asking immigration to say whether or not you're in a bona fide marriage or not. The application for the green card is the I-485. That is the application to go for an interview for your green card. So really what most people do is they file the I-130 and I-45 simultaneously. So at one interview, they determine it's a real marriage, and they also determine you're eligible for a green card. But you did it in obviously two different
submitted
steps.
both. I submitted everything: the I-485, the I-130.
Then I don't know why they would ask for another I-45. Either there's an error on their part, or you made an error. I'm not sure. I can get to the bottom of it, but I don't know. If you submitted an I-45 and they approved you for an adjustment, then you should have a green card. But they did not approve you for an adjustment.
Well,
and they said, here's an I-45, go file it. So it sounds like to me you never did it.
They sent me another letter, and it says the above has been approved.
That's the I-130. That's the I-130. I'm not even looking at it. No, I can tell you what's the I-130.
No, this the one that says at the top of it is a case type I-485 application registered permanent.
All right, so then they're making an error then. So your I-45 has been approved, then congratulations. Your
and it said if you do not receive your permanent resident card or the above mentioned notice within
then immigration, you don't have to read it to me. Then immigration made a mistake. That's what happened. I said it's either their mistake or your mistake, but based on now what you're telling me, it's their mistake.
Okay, because we received two separate letters.
Mm-hmm. If you need more guidance, hold on. You can have a consultation because I'm basing it based on you reading me stuff over a live show.
Sometimes people take pictures and slide up in my DMs
Really?
with pictures of the whole letters.
Yeah.
Also not that helpful, fam.
So meanwhile, we're in about 45 seconds or so from now, we're going to get into our social media check-in. But I do have to remind everybody that we have Instagram pages as well. My Instagram page is Real Brad Bernstein. If I know you, meaning you're part of my Brad squad and we communicate on our show every day, and you follow me at Real Brad Bernstein on Instagram, I'm going to follow you back. You can even talk to me like Cordella did today.
That's right.
Yeah.
You talked back to her?
I did talk back to her.
Oh my God.
I talked back to her mean, man.
And
I said, Cordella, you ever text me again like this? How dare you?
No one believes that, Brad.
How dare you?
No one believes that. No, of course you
So
didn't
you can follow me at Real Brad Bernstein, and not only you can talk to me. That's a bonus. Wow, if that makes you happy.
Wow.
But you can also see where I am, what I'm doing, my travels, and soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully by next week or so.
Yeah.
We're gonna be in the stories, highlights of Bradshaw Live, like a 2-3 minute highlight of last night's show. So in case you missed it, you can watch the whole highlights for 3 minutes on Instagram. In addition, there is also at Bradshaw Live.
Yes.
And at Bradshaw Live, you can follow all of our sensational stories that we talk about, all the interesting people that we come on our show, and we feature those stories and also me answering immigration questions. So for the meat and potatoes, as they say, you go to at Real Bradshaw Live, and for all the fun stuff, you can follow me at Real Brad Bernstein. And if you just want to be just totally silly, Groundhog Sam has an Instagram account too now. You can follow at Groundhog Sam. You can see all his antics around our office as well. So there's three Instagram accounts. At Real Brad Bernstein, follow me. At Bradshaw Live, follow the meat and potatoes of our show. And for silliness, at Groundhog Sam. And Belgium Kim, you have something as well.
Yeah, for Belgium Kim, at Belgium Kim. And for the occasional times that the wonderful Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias joins us, you can also follow him and follow his Puerto Rico trip, which I'm certain he has posted up a storm about at Jonathan Elias TV.
And there you have it.
That's the
with Instagram.
Yeah.
What about yours?
I said that. Belgium Kim.
All right. Now tell everybody quickly before we get to social media, in 30 seconds or less, what they should do on Facebook and YouTube right now to get our numbers up.
I want all of you right now on Facebook and YouTube to hit share. You both have a button. It says share right across it. On YouTube, you guys are going to hit it, click copy link, and send it as a text message to all of your friends and family, no matter what app you use to send text messages. For Facebook, you guys are going to hit share, and you're going to make sure to share it.
That's funny.
You're going to make sure to share it to all of your friends and family in a private message, or you can always start a watch party by hitting share, and a notification will go out to all of your friends and family to let them know that you're watching Bradshaw Live, and they should too. And now,
social media. Social media. There it is. Social media check-in. The music's a little off.
It's fine.
Yes.
Just like us, the music's a little off.
We're all off today. That just reminded me of high school. I was just a little off.
It's just a little off.
Just a little off in high school.
This is your 10-year high school reunion. Love Freeman on YouTube said, I filed a joint I-751 and my husband now wants a divorce. What do I do?
Get a divorce and prove it's a real marriage, and you still get a green card. Nobody says you have to stay in an unhappy marriage.
Okay. Mohammed Ramzan said, my wife is a U.S. citizen, but I'm on an F1 visa and on paid leave from a university back home, and will have to come back and serve at that university.
We spoke to him on the phone, and he was the one who I said you have a contract that doesn't prevent you from getting a green card.
Yes, that's absolutely right.
That is correct.
That is correct.
You know what I'd love after I answer the questions, Belgium Kim?
What?
If you could yell, "That's correct, Brad!"
You're right. Wait, does that mean that every once in a that would suggest that sometimes you can be wrong?
No,
I don't like that.
No, Brad, that doesn't sound right to me.
Are you sure?
Are you sure, man? That just sounds all wrong.
Fearless Michelle on Facebook said, if I applied for my citizenship, did my biometric, and I'm waiting for an interview date, but got arrested for possession of a knife, how is that going to affect my application? I've been to court twice and have an upcoming date. My last hearing, I was offered to take a guilty plea for a traffic offense, but I did not accept the offer, and the case is a misdemeanor and has so far started to affect an otherwise clean record.
I don't think it would be a traffic offense. It would be a disorderly conduct, probably, is what you would be taking. Possession of a knife in of itself is not a crime of moral turpitude. It could always be used against you to say you don't have good moral character. But if you are insisting on having a clean record, just fight it out.
First Lady Hewitt said, does the withdrawal of an I-45 application after an interview affect you? And if so, how?
Yes, immigration knows about you. They know where you are, and it very well, they may put you in deportation if you're not in legal status.
Chelly Usdan said, I'm a green card holder by SIJ. Could I get married to my girlfriend back home in Jamaica, and how long would it take to get her here if I do?
Yes, you can. You're a green card holder. You could get married to her about 2.5 to 3 years.
Yay. Ooh, the woman who slid up in my Instagram DMs to let me know it was her, Jessica Leamy.
Jessica Leamy
has a question.
Yes, what's her question?
He said, did the Orange Man and his peeps come to a decision on extending VAWA?
We talked about that earlier.
Yes, we sure did.
And I said there was going to be a vote in the House today, but I didn't see it. But maybe it happened, but I didn't see it.
I Googled. It doesn't look like it happened.
All right.
Anita Martinez said, I have already renewed my second work permit for this year under VAWA. The 17 months have already passed. Does this mean they're going to approve my VAWA visa? I was married to a U.S. citizen. Right. Yep.
What's the question again? Let me ask the Magic 8 Ball.
Does the fact that I haven't gotten an answer in 17 months mean my VAWA visa is approved?
She hasn't heard from immigration in 17 months. Does that mean, Magic 8 Ball, that she's going to get a green card? What does it say here? It says, concentrate and ask again. give me. I'm just reading it as it goes.
Okay.
What is it? Let me concentrate more. 1 second.
One more time.
Okay.
After 17 months of waiting, does that mean her VAWA is approved?
Concentrate again. 17 ways, 17 days, 17 months.
Yeah.
Come on, Magic 8 Ball.
You gotta turn it slow.
It says most likely.
Most likely, great.
That doesn't mean that, though. I think the Magic 8 Ball is wrong there.
According to the Magic 8 Ball.
Yes.
And all of its infinite wisdom.
Right.
Mohammed Youssef is wondering, what's InfoPass? Can I meet with someone who's got my case of a green card application pending based on marriage? And can I submit original documents and evidence at the time of the meeting?
You can't submit anything at the meeting. An InfoPass is an appointment to go meet with an immigration information officer, which is the person, basically the receptionist at the desk. Okay, then you're not meeting with anybody who has any authority. All they will do is pass on a message on your behalf to somebody who may have authority, and whether that person reads that message or not, who knows. But don't drop documents off with anybody. You will never see them again. They will never make it into your file. You only submit documents when requested.
We've got another question from Leonora, who said, I filed for my green card in February of this year, 2019, but I have not yet received the receipt. Do you think that's okay? I got married to a U.S. citizen. Should I have received something by now?
Yes, you should have. Make sure your check got cashed.
Sexy Shan on YouTube says, I want to know how long ago, ooh, this is interesting. I hadn't seen this, Sexy Shan. I want to know how long ago Brad started the live show, because I remember that I used to watch in Jamaica in February of 2017.
We did do a live show in February 2017.
We were. Yeah, she said she remembers she used to watch you.
Yes, yes, but we used to do it in February 2017. We were in our studio then.
We were in our studio. We debuted in this studio.
No, 2018.
No, in October of 2017.
October 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, we were doing my radio show at Squeeze at the time.
Yeah.
Right, from the radio studio. We turned our telephones around.
Right, yeah.
Right, that's what we were doing back
on tiny
then.
little tripods. That's
right.
when I started.
Yes,
that's what we were doing.
And Kim wasn't even hired to be on the air.
No, I was not.
We just found her really funny and said, you got to come on the air.
I wasn't even hired to be a producer on this
No.
show. No, an AP. Oh, how things have changed.
That's right. You go tell everyone that at your high school reunion.
High school reunion.
Yeah.
Dream Girl says, I wanted to know, I'm ready to start my adjustment of status. What exactly do I need to start my paperwork if I want to hire your law firm?
What do you need? I don't know how you're adjusting your status. I guess this is through marriage. You need your marriage certificate. If it's your marriage, which is I assume, you need your marriage certificate, your birth certificate, your passport on how you entered the United States of America, death certificates, and proof that your spouse is a citizen.
Mandy Wiggle said, what's the first thing you're going to do if somebody was out of status for almost 6 years?
Have them have a consultation with me.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
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 Funny video on YouTube said, how long after receiving the work permit should I expect to get an interview?
12 to 24 months.
Beth Laxumi said, how long after the adjustment of status interview are we going to get a decision? We had the interview 13 months ago.
It's supposed to be 120 days.
We got major issues.
You got major issues. And I think you should go back and watch Abadir Sues the Government, and you should come in and sue the government. And by the way, people think when they sue the government, I don't want to piss them off. You're actually not pissing them off. You're actually making them scared to do the.
Really?
Yeah, you're actually scaring them into doing the right thing. So it's the actual opposite. Even though your emotion says different, logically, if you think about it, you're actually scaring them into doing the right thing.
That makes sense. I really find those Abadir Sues the Government segments really informative. Yeah. Even I watch the show all the time, and I'm finding out stuff that I never even knew about that.
Yeah, I found people are not having sex as much.
Where?
In America, and never walk into a sauna in Sweden if you maybe a man there with handcuffs. That's what I learned about today.
That's 100% a fact. We've got a question from Gautam Thomas, who said, what is the processing time for an employment-based EAD card? It was
by the way, Jessica Leamy says you're actually putting fire under their belt. You are, and not only are you putting fire under their belt, but in addition to putting fire under their belt, you're having a federal judge review what they're doing.
Right.
So they can't do anything against the law. So it's two things.
Sorry, I just read a really funny comment.
What was the funny comment?
I'm not going to tell you because it's the comment of the day.
Okay. Got it.
No, but that makes sense. That makes complete sense.
Yes.
That it's a double
whammy.
Double whammy. Thank you. Gautam Thomas said, what's the processing time for an employment-based EAD card? It was originally filed at the Texas Service Center, but automatically got transferred to NVC. My application was filed in December of last year.
About 5.5 months.
Okay. Fox Racing said, I'd like to know if the I-864 affidavit of support is the correct form to fill out in order to show support for a family member abroad seeking medical treatment in the USA.
No, it would be the I-131 affidavit of support. The I-864 is done with family-based and adjustment applications only.
So, and then he's actually got a follow-up. It's a little bit more detail. His brother is a U.S. citizen, and he's sponsoring his daughter, so the brother's daughter, Fox Racing's niece, for medical treatment in New York. The B-1 visa abroad.
If it's a B-1 visa, it's the I-131.
The I-131. Great. Right. Tony Gibson said, is SIJ over 18 in New York getting approved now? Since there was a decision in federal court, I have a SIJ petition filed, and it's almost been a year now, and I'm 19.
It should, but they're just delaying everything while everything else is going through the courts.
Aisha said, I'm a U.S. citizen and my husband is on an F1 visa. I've got a query. My husband is on paid leave from university in our home country. This is the wife of the husband.
Okay, we've now had that question 3 times.
You guys wanted to make sure to get your answer today.
Listen, man, that contract doesn't mean anything with immigration, okay? All right, next.
Legs11 Tag says, is the date of the marriage or the date of submitting your affidavit of support, the adjustment of status, what determines the intent / misrepresentation? And
Both.
Is it okay? So is it okay to marry within 90 days, but just wait a few months for that adjustment?
No, it's not okay.
Don't do it.
Both.
Don't do it. Sexy Shan coming back in hot with a question.
She's missed years of questions, even though she's been watching.
Yeah. She's got 2 years worth of questions all built up. Yeah. After doing your biometric, when would you get a next reply? I did it last Thursday, and I had filed the I-360.
It's about 5.5 months from the time you file the I-360 for your work permit. And if you're doing an I-360, I assume it's an abuse case. An I-360 could be a religious worker too. It could be a special juvenile immigrant. I'm just assuming it's a VAWA, but I could be wrong. It's about 18 to 24 months out before a green card.
Mohammed said, nope. Anthony said, afternoon. I just had a quick question about my girlfriend obtaining her citizenship. Currently, she's got her 10-year green card. She's been a resident since July of 2010, having married her husband in June of 2009. At the time, she had her conditional and did the full interviews and got her 10-year. Presently, they don't live together. However, they have not been legally divorced, and she's been asking him for a divorce for about 3 years now in the state of New York because she lives elsewhere. Should she wait to get the final divorce decree and then file for citizenship, or is there any issue that's going to arise being a permanent resident for over 5 years and not being legally separated or divorced?
File your citizenship today. There's no issue whatsoever. You don't have to be living with the man. And in New York State, there's no fault divorce. You don't need his permission. You can start a divorce with or without him.
Okay, good news. Princess Black said, when someone files for their husband before their child, does the child's case go under the husband's case too? Because the case receipt number...
If you filed...
Yeah.
You're a U.S. citizen and you file for your spouse, on the form it says, please list your children. Those children are not included. Mm-hmm. You have to file separate applications for each of them. If you are a permanent resident filing for your spouse and never intend to become a citizen, then the children are included.
Gautam said, my I-485 has been pending for 4 months and I'm on an H-1B, but I'm due for my H-1B extension in July of this year. Should I just wait for my EAD and work or file for my HB1 extension as well?
Just wait for the EAD.
Ciao Bella said, my parents are very sick. I need their medical records and it's hard for them to move around. Is there any way that my immigration lawyer can help me get them?
Medical records?
Yeah.
Any lawyer can help. Anybody can help. It's a HIPAA form. You just sign a form.
Great.
Anybody can help. You don't have to be your immigration lawyer. It could be anybody.
It could be any lawyer. Yes. But if you have an immigration lawyer...
Wonderful.
Use them.
Use them.
Natasha said, hey Brad. No, I'm sorry, Natasha. News on VAWA. Go back like 45 seconds or...
No news yet, but we're any day.
Right. There it is. That's the sum up. There's the sum up. Michael said, I'm having a hard time receiving a job verification letter for USCIS. My job is saying they can't give me one. What else can I do?
Just show pay stubs and tax returns.
Yeah. Make them claim you.
Yes.
Bally Abe said, what are the chances for someone who's been living in the States for 21 years and paid 20 years of taxes while overstaying his F1 visa and is now married to a U.S. citizen? What are his chances of being able to become a legal resident?
Sounds excellent.
Haha.
Excellent chances.
excellent chances.
Yes.
Milo Vernon said, my friend's I-130 got approved and now she's filing an I-485. Does she need to send an I-30A with the I-485?
Yes.
And finally, we've got Chris White, who said, the other day I checked USCIS priority dates and they were at June 2018. But then when I checked back yesterday, I saw that they went back to April 2018 for I-130 U.S. citizens filing for unmarried children under 21. Could you explain what's happening here? How did it go back?
They went backwards. I sometimes can't explain why immigration does. They say we're working on these cases, and now we're working on cases that were filed a year ago. It's the government. I have no idea.
That is thoroughly unfortunate.
It is. Okay, with that, by the way, today's the last day of the Persian New Year.
That's right.
Yes.
I heard
You knew
about
that.
this. I heard about this.
It's called
yes.
Nowruz. Nowruz.
Okay.
That's the Persian New Year.
Okay.
It started on March 22nd and goes for 13 days. And Jilly Bean, our very own Jilly Bean.
No.
Yes. She went to a Persian New Year dinner, a Nowruz dinner, to learn more about this special day. Let's watch Jilly Bean. She's rarely on camera, so this is exciting for everybody.
Yeah.
Jilly Bean at Persian New Year.
Hey, Brad Squad, it's Jill here. Did you know that right now almost 300 million people are celebrating the Persian New Year, Nowruz, which started on Thursday, March 22nd and goes for 13 days. The 3,000-year-old festival starts on the first day of the new year in the Iranian calendar, and it also celebrates the beginning of spring. People in countries including Iran, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, and Iraq are all celebrating the start of the new year, 1398. I'm excited for this, so come with me as we celebrate Persian New Year. Let's go in. Brad Squad, I'm here with Hannah Goldberg, who is the owner and operator of Tanabel, refugee-powered food and events. You're a one-woman show running this operation. So first, tell us what Tanabel is.
Yeah, Tanabel is a food and events company. We started about 2 years ago with pop-up dinners that we host here in my home. And since then, it's grown into also catering. So I'm classically trained as a chef. But after the election, I think everyone I know is kind of looking for ways to be more politically active and more engaged. And I got involved with the temple up the street from me has a really active refugee task force. Things just sort of clicked into place for me. You know, I've lived and cooked abroad and always kind of traveled and accessed different cultures and different people through their food. I knew that a lot of people were working with refugees in food, and that made so much sense to me, right? Because it's such an easy way to sort of emphasize our commonalities and get to know people better. And so I got involved doing some charity work with the temple, and the idea for Tanabel was there at that point because I felt chiefly at that point we were working with Syrian refugees. You know, sadly in the last 2 years there really haven't been any admitted. I was familiar with that food, and it's such a rich, glorious tradition, and I felt like, I have a fine dining background. I can, really present this beautifully, right? Like showered with fresh herbs and with pomegranates, and really, help share that tradition with people and really celebrate it. Being settled in New York as a refugee is just doubly hard. The cost of living here is so prohibitively expensive. A lot of the women I work with, spent time in their first couple months here in a shelter because with their children, because it's so hard to find a landlord that will feel comfortable enough granting them a lease.
You hire exclusively women. Can you tell me some of the conditions that they fled from?
They're all different cases. The Afghan and Iraqi women that we work with were obviously fleeing war, right? And have come on special immigrant visas. That means that their families worked with the U.S. government and army, and so that certainly put their lives in danger in their home country, and so they were resettled here. Yeah, our Syrian cook from Aleppo and her daughter. Obviously not only Aleppo is under siege, and they're also Yazidi Kurds, and so things were sort of doubly difficult and dangerous for them, and so they fled, first to a village in the north and then out through Turkey, and waited several years in Turkey before coming here. Like, refugees are asked to repay the cost of their airline tickets to come here, and so they have to pay that back, on like an installment program. So, you know, a family of 6 comes here already like $7,000 in debt.
Well, are the guests at your events usually from other countries who are yearning for a taste of home, or are they Americans who are really curious as to the tastes of other countries?
Yeah, both. I would say initially, mostly Americans, you know, people from this neighborhood who, you know, were curious. It was sort of a happy surprise that increasingly there would be like expats who come because they do want a taste of home. And I mean, Nowruz is like a perfect example of that. You know, this is our second dinner. We had one on Nowruz itself on Thursday, and now we're having another tonight. And yeah, the crowd was at least half Iranian. And it's like Thanksgiving, you know, to have the sabzi polo bamaki and the reshte and these dishes, like, you know, they're all symbolic. Last year with Nasima, who's from Kabul. So, and there's a lot of similarities. So like there's an altar on the table called a haftsin in both traditions. So those are seven different things that begin with S, and they're all, you know, each symbolic, right? Like vinegar for, you know, you put coins on the table for prosperity, and this is for love, and this is for, you know. So they both have that, but the traditions are kind of subtly different. Either way, like it's the spring equinox, right? So it's a celebration of spring and rebirth. It's a beautiful holiday. I've got to say, like, this is really one of my favorite dinners that we do. Everything around it is really beautiful, and Nazreen's brought a lot of that tonight. So like at any Iranian celebration, there'll be a book of Hafez, the poet Hafez, and so we'll read poetry, and we'll sing, and we'll dance, and we'll have a bonfire. The Tuesday before Nowruz, yeah, it's the idea of like the fire will burn away all of your bad, you know, all of the bad things you're leaving behind, and you're jumping into a new year. I bought 3 goldfish, and in the morning, there was 1 goldfish.
Oh, how sad.
He's a trooper, though. He's really hanging in there.
And what do the goldfish symbolize?
I think it's you know, again, it's just about like life, like new life, and yeah, and the red must be lucky in some way. Like it has to be red apples on the table. We're suspending them in water. They represent the earth, but like they have to be red.
Brad Squad, I'm here right now with the most amazing chef, Nasreen Rajali, who came to the United States in 2016 as a refugee from Iran with her 3 children. Tell us about Nowruz, about the holiday, and why it's so special.
Nowruz is first day in spring, and all the Iranian people and part of India and part of Afghanistan, Tajikistan, everybody together take a party for this celebration as very special. I love it working with Hannah because I think so she knows a lot of things about my country, and she makes me so happy, and I love it working with Hannah, really.
It's a wonderful holiday. And it goes for 13 days, correct?
Yes, 13 days. And after 13 days, everybody go to the picnic and believe that this year is the best for everybody.
You handmade candy that you wrapped and put a little pomegranate on top.
Yes, it's the first time I start cooking here. I want to show all the people, America and all the world people, I want to show my culture. But I said, Hannah, I want to, like Iran, give to all the people some gift.
We ask all our guests this. What is your American dream?
My dream in America, I want some special place because I know a lot of food and a lot of drink from my grandmom recipe, from my mom recipe, and keep for one day I open business, I make it for everybody. I want some place is very cuisine and very friendly.
So Chef Nasreen, in Farsi, can you wish everybody a happy Nowruz?
Yes. دلم میخواد به همه بگم که نوروز باستانی خجسته باد. دوست دارم تو این سال جدید همه خوشحال باشن، همه زندگیشون پر از عشق و محبت و صمیمیت و برکت باشه.
That was very nice. Good job there, Jilly, with the interview. And happy Nowruz. I want to make sure I'm pronouncing it right.
Right.
To all our Iranian and Persian friends.
Happy Nowruz, everybody.
All right. Comments of the day. Comments of the day. Here they are. They're coming now.
They're coming. Right at us.
Right at us.
Almost to us. Our very first comment is about the wonderful Jilly Bean from Grandma herself, who said, That's my girl. She is a darling.
She is. She certainly is. Wait a second. That's my girl.
No, that's Grandma's girl, I think.
We both have the same girl.
You both have the same girl. That's true. You guys can share.
All right.
I got to be honest. Jelly Bean's my girl, too.
Wait a second.
I know. I know.
I don't know how that all happens.
We swooped in there.
Yeah. All right. What else?
I'm a Survivor has a bone to pick with us, Brad.
Uh-oh.
She's watching the show live this week.
Yes, because she's on vacation.
Right, exactly. But she said, please, I never want to hear the word hump ever again. I used the word to greet my class one Wednesday morning. Happy hump day, I said cheerfully, and my class thought only of the negative connotation of the word, and it became an uphill task to calm them down. OMG, I was so shocked.
Yeah, don't use that in class.
Amma.
Because hump day has a double meaning.
Which we use
on our show all the time.
You should have known.
It's a double meaning.
You should have known what you were walking into.
Yeah, it's definitely a double meaning.
I mean, and how old are the students of Amma students?
I mean, we have sophomoric humor, but when you're saying happy hump day to sophomores.
I was going to say, Brad's 50 years old, and if you said happy hump day, he would giggle just
That's
like a
right.
15-year-old. We've got a comment from Lisa Bling Rose, who we're talking about.
Lisa Bling Rose is saying goodbye, and here's her comment.
And here's her comment. Don't leave yet, Lisa Bling. She was talking about the people not having sex, and she has a reason for all this celibacy, Brad.
Uh-huh.
Uncle Brad, your show's to blame.
Why?
Ladies watch your show and are tired, then go to sleep.
I tire everybody out.
Man.
It's Bradshaw Live. Ever since Bradshaw Live went on the air 5 days a week, people have been having less sex.
That's it. You are so sexy that people can't handle
I thought it was just that they're so tired. It has nothing to do with my sexiness.
No. Well, I think you tire them out, Brad.
Maybe.
Bradshaw Live tires them out.
Maybe.
The fangirling.
I think Lisa Bling Rose is onto something.
I think she might be. Kneve Black also has a bone to pick with you.
Boy, everybody.
It's quite the Gripe Fest.
Yes, it's a Gripe Fest today. It's Gripe Fest Wednesday, I think we should start calling it.
Kneve Black,
yes.
Strat Robinson, who is absolutely right. He's right, though.
What?
He's 100% right.
What'd I
I've been
do?
watching this show for over 5 years. Why does Brad think I'm a girl?
Because you don't comment enough. I don't know why.
And then finally, with all of the hope and just faith in the world, which I love, we have Fox Racing, who said, cool, Honoree is almost like a win. This show will eventually win the whole Webby Awards.
I hope so. I like that.
I'll
That wasn't my optimism. I'm like, what do you mean an honoree?
Yeah, that's true. That is what you said.
What do you mean honoree? What does that mean?
No, that means
But then I was told it's a good thing.
it's a great thing.
Right, yes. And by the way, then I saw who was like up for the...
Right.
I mean, it was like Jimmy Fallon Tonight Show.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I'm like, they have like 1,000 people working there, right? We have Belgium Kim, Groundhog Sam, and Jelly Bean. I mean, you know, they kind of outnumber us a little bit.
Yeah, they do.
And one of the people's a puppet.
We should have submitted Groundhog Sam.
Yes. All right, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK, 1-800-529-5465.